How would you like to travel to a faraway land where anything is possible, doing extraordinary things at the simple press of a button? How would you like to compete with friends and different people all around the world in a fight to see who's the best? All these things are closer and easier to do than you think, and you've probably done this yourself in your free time. Today's guest will talk about how he uses gaming in order to unwind and come out of his comfort zone, all while having fun at the same time. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwich Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now, join our host, Victoria Massa, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you will meet on this show are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with few as mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've created, and give you the chance to get to know them and enjoy some of the work they've done during the semester. Our guest today is a casual gamer and book writer whose imagination and creativity have no bounds. He's currently working on creating amazing videos about his achievements in the gaming world. We would like you to meet today's guest, Jason McKelvy.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. So Jason, could you tell us about what games you like to play and why you like playing them?
Well, sure. I play a lot of RPG games, which is short for role-playing games, and FPS shooters, which is first-person shooters. I brought a little mini reel for you today to see.
Wow.
So while I took this, because we had to do a project. So I took this, and I wanted to show like what you do with fighting games. Mm-hmm. And this was me and my friend. We were playing a game. And I asked him if he could help me with the project. So I'm on the left, you see, and he's on the right. And I kind of beat him really bad. Right. He got me after, so I'm not going to talk about that. I just got the good footage, as you do. But it's really nice. I like to play games to unwind. It really allows me to like get out of my comfort zone because I'm normally pretty quiet. And I normally don't like bringing too much attention to myself unless I like know you already. So I was playing with some friends. This game is called Paladins. It's somewhat familiar to Overwatch, which is another game we'll get to see after this. And this character is similar to Roadhog, which is another character. And he has a hook, and he drags you in, as you can see right there. Mm-hmm. And his gun is a cannon, and he shoots. And he has several abilities. The game is basically you capture the objective, and you have a cart that you push along the map, and you want to get it to the circle that you see on the enemies. That's their spawn. So you're trying to get it to the spawn as you move along.
Nice.
And as you see, there's a top play, which is basically like who had the best play or like kill streak in that game that you had for each one. So I got it that game, thankfully, while I was recording. It was the most uncomfortable. I had to put the camera in front of me as I went, like to play. It was just really uncomfortable to hold it out. Mm-hmm. And now we transition to Overwatch. So most of the games that I play are like team orientated because I try to like be as much as a team player as I can.
Right.
And I find that when I play games like this, I'm a lot more talkative because you have to communicate a lot to really, have the most out of the game.
Right. So could you tell us why you decided to take this course?
Well, I decided to take the film and television course because my mom strongly suggested it. She said, you're going to love this course. It's the best course. You're always talking about how you want to do like comics and stuff, and they do storyboarding and stuff, which is something that I really like doing. Mm-hmm. I really like going out and putting it out on the like paper just to see the idea in general.
Yeah.
And it really helps me to get like the image like out of my head and on paper. And I'm really good at drawing, so I always love doing that. And once I started the course, it just kept going from there. And I show up about 2 hours early every day just to get to know everybody. It's a really nice class. You should take it.
Maybe I will. So what are some of the most useful things you have learned in the course?
Well, some of the useful things that I've learned, as I said, storyboarding is really good. I've learned how to cut on the action with editing is really important. That's something that I really didn't do before. I would always just put one clip next to the other, just get the time frame, just get it out. But they taught that you really had to make it look smoother, that you had to get on the action to like transition to the next piece, and that really helped me as I went throughout the course.
Yeah. Could you tell us about some of the projects that you have done, like Cup of Tea, Student Studies, the Nature Project, and your Orange Project?
Well, sure. I have a short reel that will show up in a minute, and I'll be glad to show you. So for the Cup of Tea project, I worked with my nephew because I didn't have like any real like friends. So there he is.
He's so cute.
I had to figure out how to get him to do what I wanted to. And it was a really good project because it really like helped us get into the mood of things with how to set up the camera, how to set up the shot list so you knew what you were doing, and just getting everything out so you could do it step by step, which was really good for him because he didn't really, I had to go through things a little bit slower than I normally would have. And to his dismay, I may have yelled at him a little bit. My next was Student Studies, and that was with my sister, and there she is, my older sister. And we were in the hallway because that's the only way leading up to my door that like I could have her walk through. So it was really uncomfortable trying to get everything in. I broke the 180-degree line one part in this, so it's a little bit of a but I had to work around it and try to get like everything to flow throughout the throughout the shot. And thankfully, we got through it. Next was my nature. I took this outside in a few shots in my backyard. It was really nice to get like the lines of grace and some of the lines like the vanishing lines, because I like was an art like fanatic, so I was really like going outside and seeing like actual lines in nature was just kind of a nice thing. You saw all like the compositions and everything, how it like looked all pretty and stuff. It looks kind of silly when you look at it now, but I really had fun just going out and taking pictures. A problem I had was just like getting the levels. For my orange project, I was alone here. I was alone in my house, in my pajamas, and I had to do an orange project. So I was like, okay, here we go. So I tried to do somewhat of like, I heard a knock on the door, but I didn't get all the sound for it yet. So I was just like, let me get all the basic shots that I need to. So I went out, got the light, and it was really hard to get it like without dialogue. Because like without the dialogue, it was just like I can't really like show it that much. So it was just kind of, you know, I had to work with it.
So could you tell us about your favorite project that you've done?
Well, my favorite project was my Cup of Tea project with my nephew Adam, because while we were doing it, he would always try to do everything his way. He wanted to do it like a special way. Like he was like, can I moonwalk across the floor or something? And it was just really nice to like have him take and try to help me with the project. And like we usually don't like spend a lot of time together because he goes off to school, and then he has an after school program, and then I have to take care of the house. So it was just really nice to have him like go and like have, you know, nice to help him with the project. And he really helped me. Like he helps follows instructions a lot. And there's a neat little trick. I couldn't have him with boiling water because that's dangerous, and I can't have a child, so I didn't use like boiling water at all. And there's not tea in that cup anymore after one of the cuts because, you know, the magic of filmmaking. So he's just drinking like chocolate milk that I said he could have if he did it right the first time.
So what are the most important skills that you have learned in this course, and how will you put them to use?
Well, some of the most important skills that I learned was, again, the storyboarding, the cutting on the action. Another skill that I learned was making sure that the camera was level, because while I was shooting Student Studies, I noticed that the floor of my house and the position that I was in was slanted slightly. So I had to make sure that like everything kind of kept that like slant.
Right.
And I remember when talking to the professor, he just said, just make it a Dutch angle. Just make everything Dutch angles and it'll be fine. So I found that humorous, but it really helps me. And in the future, I want to like kind of work with that in a little bit.
It's really awesome. Today, we got to meet someone who shared with us the wonders of gaming in his everyday life. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC to create videos displaying all his online adventures. He also plans to use the new knowledge from TV1 to strive further and attend the next installation of the course TV2 to learn even more. We would like to thank Jason McKelvy for joining us today.
It was a pleasure for you to be my host.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and have a great day.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Victoria Massa, directed by Sierra Person. I'm your announcer, Ben McMorris. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.